So the players already on court for fifth and final match this afternoon. Mathias Boe and Carsten Mogensen of Denmark, #1 seeds, against Liu Xiaolong and Qiu Zihan. So Mathias Boe, the left-hander, 32 years of age. Carsten Mogensen, 29. Are the world #1s. Have been since the 2nd of November last year. Did also have a spell in 2010 through to 2011. 32 weeks they spent at world #1. So the win-loss record for the year is 1 tournament. They reached the final of the Korea Super Series event, and they played in the European Mixed Team Championships and lost to the English pair of Adcock and Ellis. For their first round match against Pratama and Rian Saputra of Indonesia, 2 straight games, 21-18, 21-19. Their opponents, Liu Xiaolong and Qiu Zihan. Number 12 in the world ranking, up 3 places. This is the highest they've ever been. All-time high in the world ranking, but not high enough for a seeding position. The win-loss record for the year translates into reaching the final last week at the German Grand Prix. Lost out to teammates Champion and Conway. So their first round, well, it was a mighty battle against Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov. Russian combination. And the full distance, as you can see, 21-16 in the deciding game. Well, I can tell you that there's already a bit of controversy because there's big discussions about the speed of the shuttles. Well, that might surprise a number of people because only one previous meeting, and it was won by Liu Xiaolong and Qiu Zihan against the world #1s. And given today's recent form, that might be a little concerning for them. Well, Danish combination, often a little controversial on courts. Already discussions with the tournament referee, Madame Gilbert. Change of shuttle speed. Here's our service judge, James Hancock. And the new tubes of shuttle. So, service judge from England, Paul Buchan, James Hancock. 3 speeds of shuttle available at every major international tournament. And it's quite usual, Anthony, that midway through a session you could go down a speed because, of course, literally the atmosphere hops up in the arena, the television lights are on, the crowd are in, everybody's getting very excited, and therefore the shuttle does fly through the air a little bit quicker, and therefore sometimes you do often see players come down in the speed of shuttle. But it's got to be approved by the tournament referee.
It's a really difficult one, Jill, because some players will want the shuttles very, very fast, and other players will want them that little bit slower. You know, certain speed of shuttle will suit a certain style of play, and it'd be interesting to see what the Danes really wanted there, whether they wanted the faster speed or not. But you're totally right, you know, conditions can affect the speeds and can change the outcome of a match.
Yeah. There's Chinese combination. Formed their partnership back in 2009. This is their 5th year together, and just 1 title to their CV. That was the Thailand Grand Prix last year. As they've done in Super Series events, was a semi-final. That was in
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Qiu Zihan, Liu Xiaolong, China. And on my left, Carsten Mogensen, Mathias Boe, Denmark. Mathias Boe to serve, to Qiu Zihan, love all, play.
So the Danish #1 seeds news to us. It's always interesting to me when we get two pairs that have a left and a right-hander playing against each other. And of course, the Danes, Olympics silver medalists, former champions here. It was back in 2011. Quite clear what the umpire said there. Shuttle's gone out of shape, change it. Mathias Boe.
Shuttle actually caught the top of the net cord on the final smash, deflecting ever so slightly.
This Chinese combination a week ago reached the final of the German Grand Prix, so they'll be full of confidence. And in contrast, Danish pair, the last time they played prior to this was at the European Mixed Team Championships. Only played one match. They only got flown in for the latter stages of the competition and lost to Chris Adcock and Andrew Ellis.
Service over. 1-3.
It's very interesting to see that the Chinese pair won on the only occasion that these two have played each other. And the noticeable thing about this Chinese pair, they are very, very quick. It tends to be the much, much quicker pairs that confuse the names. You know, Andrew Ellis and Chris Adcock, again, very, very quick players. And that style seems to upset the Danish pair quite a little bit.
Service over. 4-2.
Mathias Boe, so dangerous, waiting with his forehand, always looking for that side of the court.
You see his wonderful vision at the front of the courts. Very good at intercepting. Now, I've said it before, but I will say it again. I think his real fault is in his defensive play. If you switch him from one side to the other, What about this Chinese pair, Anthony? What I know you've already told us that they're very quick, but more specific qualities or weaknesses in them?
Always looking to come forward, constantly active. In the middle of a rally, their feet are going incredibly quickly, so they're ready to pounce on anything that's loose. And they want to play with such fast rotation. They don't want to keep the same person at the net, the same person at the back. They're rotating around each other. And that is a real problem for a lot of pairs, They're very physically strong in terms of flat drives as well.
Well, very interesting. On the Chinese coaching bench, they've got Zhang Jun, with his arms folded, twice Olympic mixed doubles champion, but sitting with him is Chai Biao, who's one of the current players. In fact, he won in Germany last week, playing with Hong Wei. That was a brand new partnership.
Service over.
See any other Chinese players on court. It's very interesting. I wonder if they're trying to make him more aware for future matches of how to play against the Danes. Fascinating.
I think it's a very good tactic from the Chinese to allow a player to sit behind the court and try and listen to what the coach is telling them. You know, I was allowed to sit behind some of my teammates' courts, help with the coaching, gives you a better understanding of how a game is flowing and what sort of information you need to give and receive.
Service over. 8-6.
It's all very flat and fast at the moment. Although the Danes like to take the net, control from that area, they're very happy for the Chinese to come at them.
Nine, 6.
There's a couple of errors on the court from Liu Xiaolong. From Fujian province on the southeast coast of China. Oh, good flick serve.
Service over.
Absolutely incredible defence from the Chinese players.
9.
Going over to the service, just complaining about the serve. Carsten Mogensen does have a very, very deceptive flick serve.
Service over.
Well, he knows just how good on the return Carsten Mogensen is, trying to hit the perfect serve. And doing so, making the error. It's gone long.
11-7. Interval.
So to mid-game interval, with a 4-point advantage, and this time it's head coach.
Rigtig godt her. Jeg synes godt, vi kan bruge endnu flere puff. Både det flade og også nede bagfra. Altså, en gang imellem trykker vi igennem første gang, og så eventuelt bare puff nummer 2, fordi hvad forsøger vi at styre? Ja. Ikke? Ellers rigtig godt.
Nej, den første jeg trykker, så bare blokkerne. Ja. De står bare og venter sådan her. Ja. Det var de løftet godt.
Og så skal vi blive ved at bruge slipperne. Også selvom de henter dem, fordi det koster så meget, ikke? Og vi får en god chance. Ikke? Ja. Ja, kør på her. Så dreng. Dejligt klar med gæt.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Mazu are just asking his players to remember to play the block and concentrate on the first 3 shots. Absolutely standard for doubles. Serve, return and third shot.
11-7.
Crucial.
Play.
from Mathias Boe to his partner to lead it.
13.
Brilliant change of pace from Mathias Boe, though. It was all very, very fast, very hard, but last second, delicate little shot to the side. Really interesting to see that the Danes are hitting very hard from the back of the court. The Chinese players are trying to whip the shuttle high and hard. And from the end they're at now, they have lifted out the back a lot of times. You normally see the Danish pair hitting steep smashes.
Very well taken from Liu Xiaolong.
8-13.
He's always ready. You see his feet moving constantly.
Crikey, 260. 62 runs an hour.
Service over. 14-8.
Smash forward to the front of the court.
9-14. Vault. Service over.
What a contrast with rallies. The long endurance
15-9.
rallies which we saw the previous rally in favour of the Chinese, and then immediately Boe pounces on the return of serve to make it a two-shot rally. It's a definite characteristics that the Danes will want to keep the rally shorter and dominate from those first three.
16-9.
Those shots so cleanly as well. No miss here at all. Very short backswing.
$18-9.
Great courage to play that shot.
Takes brilliant skills. To let the shuttle drop that far below the net and still have the ability to caress it to the side like that. Brilliant.
A little bit of trickery there.
Service over.
Between the legs.
10-19. Service over.
Drifts long with that back
20,
line.
game point 10.
And for 10, those opportunities for the number one seeds.
Service over. 11-20.
Opportunity.
First game for Mathias Boe, Carsten Mogensen, 21-11.
21-11 confirms the umpire. Number one seeds. Well, so much for my theory. They were short of confidence.
Super godt her. Det er det samme, vi skal fortsætte med.
Jo
mere vi kan ramme deres baghænder, jo bedre, fordi der stopper de bare. Der kommer ikke noget derfra. Og så er det er rigtig godt, som I er klar med catchen, fordi vi kommer udfordrer på den hele tiden, ikke? Men vi laver alt muligt. Vi stopper og kører hårdt tilbage og kører overspil. Ja. Vi har en lille smule medvind heroverfra, så de skal ikke have helt så meget. Det langsomste hjørne er det her ude mod dommeren. Ikke? Ja. Så måske starte med at lægge den der op. Og det er okay at investere i. Vi skal blive ved at spille både løften og
advice there. Danes are looking very relaxed, I have to say. Lars Ulan, their coach, just saying it doesn't matter, you don't have to play fast, just play the little blocks. They will lift. And then you've got the opportunities. Keep working until you involve the net player.
Second game. Love all. Play.
So really convincing opening game, 29-11. Number one seeds.
Service over. 1 love.
A lot more successful on this end of the court. They weren't hitting the shuttles out the back as much, so they'll be able to push up even further. I think you'll really see them trying to add even more speed to this match than they already are doing.
Service over. 1-all.
And he does anticipate so well, does Mathias Boe. A number of times I wonder why on earth opponents don't try and get him to the back of the court, because they definitely have their favoured formation, this Danish pair, which of course is Boe coming forward to the net.
Yeah, you almost can't believe that people play to his strengths like they do.
Yeah.
You know, my coach always told me against Mathias, take the net away from him. You have to block in front of him rather than push it through him. You know, a dangerous game, I know, but if you're going to take on the world #1 pair, you certainly can't play to his strengths. Like I say, he doesn't possess the biggest smash in the world. And it just seems volley, doesn't it, to keep them in this formation.
Service over.
I do think Carsten Mogensen is the perfect partner for Mathias Boe. You can see him there. He almost stepped aside to allow Mathias to come forwards.
It was just going through my mind is, yeah, it's all very well you and I can talk in theory about what you've got to do, but they just don't allow that to happen because Boe will hit and come forward, and Mogensen, as you've just said, knows what's going to happen, and already rotational play moves out again.
3-2.
Mathias Boe reading the Chinese pair with almost ease at the moment. And you just can't believe these tactics keep being installed. You can't go faster and faster to try and beat a pair. You know, the Chinese need to block the odd shot.
Service over. 3-4.
There you go, he took the net. Mathias Boe made the mistake.
Feature of the Chinese players, these little hand signals behind the back. There's no serve with any play. Oh, there you go. Force Boe to the back of the court.
4-all.
I don't think I've ever seen Mathias Boe hit so many smashes when he is at the back. You know, I'm used to seeing the angled smashes to the sides of the court. He obviously feels that the Chinese players are just going to drive the shuttle back straight to the netman.
Service over. 5-4. Play Carsten.
And the umpire very sharp onto the fact that the Danes are notorious around the world for taking an age in between rallies. It's very confusion in the Chinese camp. Both leaving it for the other. Played with each other for long enough in this partnership. I would have thought they'd get that sorted out.
It did seem very bizarre, didn't it, Joe? Because
yeah,
if you're going to take the net, you're usually in the middle.
Yeah.
They both went either side of the centre.
Service over. 5-6.
Broke the strings of his racket. That's why he made the error.
6-all.
It was a brilliant return of serve from Mathias Boe. It was such an easy put away. Carsten Mogensen has his racket strung at such a high tension that even the slightest mishit and those strings will break.
From Qiu Zihan.
7-6.
It takes an incredible amount of wrist power to be able to... It wasn't even a hard smash from Carsten Mogensen. He just generated his own power. And that's the kind of shot that we've not seen enough of.
switch the attack in the Mathias Boe defence. It's fine when he gets in the set pattern of defending backhand all the time.
Couldn't agree more, Jill. I think for Mathias Boe, it's something he has improved massively over the years. But he's still very vulnerable when you change from one to the other.
Yeah, forehand to backhand or vice versa. Return of serve is wide.
9-6.
And all of a sudden, 5 straight points in the Chinese combination. And we've got a very different complexion on this second game.
Service over. 7-9.
Xiaolong almost get carried away with speed at times. He just seems to run in and hammer every shot possible. Just puts himself in trouble. If he had that sense to just play the block when he's moving that quick, it'd be so dangerous.
Eight, 9.
Oh, good call, line judge.
Service over. 10-8.
Oh, it was a great serve. Mathias Boe, I think, thought that was going to go wide of the centre line. There's no way it was going to be short, but that was absolutely perfect.
因为我们是顶不容易接外，用点力弹到底过头的那种，不是抽的啊，过他头的，然后往前退出防边线，防中打起。往后站，你看我不想拉手，他现在加力推，我刚才加力推很凶，所以我们不行的时候我们退后一点，拉起来就行，打起来就行啊。退出来一点。小龙也是强壮，不行的时候。
His coach there, Zhang actually won this All England title.
Jeg synes stadig, vi kan godt spille lidt flere skop ind i midten, ind imellem dem. Og så husk, at det er lidt nemmere at spille overspilningen herover end over den anden side. Ikke? Vi skal stadig have dem mere bare højde på.
20 seconds. Ball 1. 20 seconds. (11-8). Play. Service over. 9-11.
Qiu Zihan forgot that Mathias Boe was a left-hander.
Great 1-2 combination. Return a serve down to the side. They know that the Chinese will push that back down the line. Mathias Boe ready for the challenge.
You left-handers have a number of set plays, don't you?
Absolutely, you have to take advantage of everything you can. Yourself being left-handed, we would always plan 5 or 6 set plays on a serve, on a return of serve, because you never know when you might need to pull one out the bag.
Yes, Perhaps could return
Service over.
just enough pace on that.
10-12.
Make it very awkward. It wasn't really a net shot, it was just a little dink.
Yeah, it's the sort of shot that players will practice no end. You know, trying literally to push the cork into the top of the net cord, and with that forward momentum, it will roll over.
There's the perfect smash against Mathias Boe.
13-10.
So that he was committed in his backhand defence. Aimed towards his left hip. Very confident early on, Qiu Zihan, that push was going to go along with the back line.
It's really hard to understand that the Danish players persist with hitting hard smashes all of the time. You know, I'm used to seeing Mathias Boe hit his slice to the tram line. I haven't seen one of those yet.
Service
Good
over.
call.
11,
To his partner to leave it,
15.
and indeed it was long of the double service line.
It was a good job that was going long, because it completely deceived him.
Play. Service over.
That serve awfully
16,
quick
11.
and didn't deceive Liu Xiaolong at all. Back very quickly for that. Everybody's flick serving. What's going on?
17-11.
Very clever tactic from the Chinese pair. You know, they know how good Boe and Mogensen are on the serve return when it's a low serve. They're just trying to get them away from the net.
18-11.
Very messy second half of this game from the Danish pair.
Yeah, I think in a way, though, that the Chinese pair have played more thoughtful badminton. They've got Boe to the back of the court. They've taken their chances going forward themselves, and that really has paid dividends. Just 2 points away now from this second game. Yeah, that's the sort of thing where I think the Chinese have really been much better in this second game.
Point 11.
And their reward, of course, is game point opportunities. Instead of just allowing Mathias Boe to have command of the net, they're taking him on. It's one game apiece. Absolute symmetry in the scoreline.
Second game won by Liu Xiaolong. Qiu Zihan, 21-11. One game all.
Yes, indeed, one game all. Now, the Danes have their work cut out now. They want to regain their title.
不一定要什么领先，咬住，换过去我们机会。这叫耐心工。咱初赛你记住，你发后彩排要重一点啊。 裁判发给他会关注，但是我们发1号区没问题，很成功，1号成功，只要注意点，他往前推我们2个边底线，他推对角底线是最有威胁的，直线还好，只要对角，注意点对角啊。
他现在还是会推，因为他们那一方肯定会推动。
对，他肯定很容易推，但我们实在不行，你多往后退。
God tid mellem duellerne, ikke? Så arbejder
vi måske have lov til at save på save, hvor vi lader den gå. Tid til at tænke lidt over det.
Ja, lige præcis.
Not so many tactics. From Marzua to his men. Just encouragement. Well, perhaps my initial theory about the Danes and the inbuilt confidence was in fact correct, because they looked to be cruising, and then all of a sudden there was a couple of rallies where they should have put the shuttle away, and it seemed to really disturb them. Of course, they won this title 2 years ago, having
Final game.
won 2 consecutive finals, because they were beaten finalists in 2010.
Play.
In fact, they have a record of being in at least the semi-final for the last 4 years. Well, unless they can regain the sort of form that they showed in the opening game, they're going to have trouble progressing that record.
The Chinese play definitely a change of tactics. No longer going through Mathias Boe yet, going over and deep and hard into the corners. And then it's Xiaolong that's pouncing on the net every time.
Great flick serve. Carsten Mogensen immediately looking to the service judge, Jane Hancock from England, but no call.
Nothing wrong with that serve at all. Just perfect technique, very quick flick of the wrist.
Service over. 1-2.
We've said before that at the start of the third game it's important who gets out the blocks quickest. But I think in this particular match, the players tend to prefer to play at this end, so I think the Danes need to have a good lead at the turnaround. Otherwise, this is going to go the way of the Chinese pair.
3-1.
Taken from Carsten Mogensen.
Service over. 2-3. Play.
Very clever from Carsten Mogensen. It's such a good defence that he can whip his opponents all around the court, and also possesses that delicate touch. Keeps his opponents guessing.
Xiaolong.
4-3.
Good combination play.
4-all.
It's incredible rotation. One then the other.
Yeah, that's why I was saying right at the start of the match, it's always fascinating to me to see two pairs, one left and one right-hander playing against each other. Because those set plays coming into it the whole time. Oh, that's super play.
Service over.
Off. That's never been called out. Sure. Goodness me. Did I miss something there?
Oh, I must admit, I was watching it thinking that's brilliant play from the Chinese.
Yeah.
And then it was called out.
Well, unfortunately, Paul Buffen has switched off his microphone, so we can't hear what he's saying. Oh, that's in by country mile. How on earth is that not overruled? Goodness me.
Calls like that as well that can change a match.
Very much so.
The frustration that the Chinese must feel because it was an incredible take.
Yeah. Well, I'd said that's brilliant. You know, it never occurred to me that that could be called out. There's one of the slices that you were wanting to see.
6-4.
First one of the match, straight away a winner. You know, just that line call can make the difference. You know, the Danish pair have now had an opportunity given to them. Gives them that bit of confidence back that we've lacked throughout the last game. And now they have a 2-point lead.
Pushed it wide.
Quick reactions from Carsten Mogensen. He was under a lot of pressure from Xiaolong. He just does have that ability to create a lot of power with no backswing at all.
And once again, a little bit of a discrepancy between the two pairs, whether the shuttle should be changed or not. The Danes get their way. I'm quite happy with this one. Well taken.
Service over.
Xiaolong.
5-7.
There's a massive gap available cross-court for Carsten Mogensen there. If he could have just seen it early, would have been a winner.
Liu Xiaolong.
How do you get into those positions physically? You know, almost his knees are almost inside out on the ground. To defend like that, it takes a lot of flexibility and strength.
Service over. 8-6.
Interesting that Mathias Boe has got that Chinese symbol tattooed on his arm. And this means forever or eternity in Chinese.
Play.
Oh, I'm getting a little bit upset that the players are taking so long. That's clever.
Defending so deep.
6.
You can't believe that he's going to keep hitting all these power smashes because the obvious shot is the one that's in front of him.
Yeah.
That's why that slice to the tram line that we saw Mathias Boe play would be such a good one.
Oh, clever serve too.
10-6.
Keeping it low, but serving out wide to the left-hander's forehand side. Just mixing it up. That's nice too.
6. Interval. Change ends.
Point advantage in favour of the former champions.
Og det er der, vi skal op i servesituationen. Vi er nødt til at gå 100% på de første 4, ikke?
100%, he said, for the first three shots.
Ja, den er herovre. 100% i servesituationen og gode variationer her, ikke? Og så bliver de usikre. I returerne, der tror jeg godt, der er plads til, at vi får den helt kort med en gang imellem. Og når det er ham den højre hånd, så er det fint at udfordre ham, som du har gjort nogle gange. Vi kan stadigvæk køre den ned mod baghånden fra bagmanden også.
Yeah, that's just so far in. And since then...
Så prøv at høre herovre, skal vi være lidt mere offensive, langt frem og holde lidt flere.
That call was made, and secondly that the umpire didn't overrule that. That really is very disappointing. But since that line call, 7 of the next 9 points have gone the Danish way. And that's a definite shift in momentum, isn't it?
11-6.
Body language of the Danish player now. They look confident again, whereas before they looked like they were really into their shells, not playing great badminton. Now they look confident as ever.
Play.
Liu Xiaolong complaining to the umpire that his opponent is taking too long when in the service position, and Mathias Boe deliberately takes a long time again. 9 games of sport nowadays.
7-11.
It's been quite a bit of gamesmanship going on since that line call. The Danish pair trying to wind up their opponents, and it's worked.
Good flick serve. An even better smash from Mathias Boe.
12-7.
Didn't even look possible with his body position to put the shuttle so accurately down the middle.
That's the attacking play that the Chinese need. Mathias Boe getting in all sorts of a tangle in his defence.
Service over. 13-8.
Mathias Boe didn't move his feet to that one at all. Tried to stretch forward without moving his front foot forward.
Still in fine voice.
Service over.
Chinese pair have gone back to that thing of driving through the net man again. That's what cost them the opening game. Danish pair have lulled them back into that sort of tactics.
Play, Carsten. Service over. 10-14. Carsten.
Well, the umpire, I think, is perhaps going to give him a bit of a warning here. Oh, maybe not. First warning, unofficial warning, and second time is a yellow card. He's looking nervous, doesn't he? Mathias Boe, very tentative on those little blocks.
Yeah, that's 3 in about the last 5 rallies that he's put into the net. Just not moving his feet forward enough to play those shots delicately.
Settles the nerves, a good return of serve.
15-11.
Once again, Paul Buffon switching off his microphone, but I'm sure he was saying, don't delay in between rallies. There's that good combination play again, the left and right-hander.
12-15.
Definite difference in the speed that Mathias Boe serves at when he flick serves as opposed to his low serve. The Chinese are reading it so well.
Mathias Boe.
Service over. 16-12. Service over. 13-16.
Definitely the worry from that end of the court. They are going to push it a little bit too hard on the slight drift that they have.
3 points can easily be closed. Costly.
Service over. 17-13.
And it's inching ever closer.
The serving from the Chinese has been quite poor in the last few serves. Going way too high across the net.
Service over. 14-17.
It looks to me as if there's a lot of tension in the arm of Mathias Boe. He's going to run, and that's another indication of the nerves.
15-17.
Can't come over the shuttle when you've got tension in that arm. So when you hit one,
He's not moving his feet either, Jill.
no.
That's the big key. When you do start to get nervous, it's almost like you put lead boots on.
Service over.
Well played by the Danes. And I can't help but question in my own mind
18-15.
why on earth the Chinese pair there were trying to play to the Boe forehand side.
Couldn't agree more. There was a huge gap. The other side of the court, away from Boe's forehand. And all of a sudden, he's decided to block the shuttle.
And of course, in the heat of the moment, it's terribly difficult. You have to make those split-second decisions. And that's what I said, that's great players from good players. The ability to think clearly in these pressure points. Well taken from Liu Xiaolong.
16.
So another loose block
18.
from Mathias Boe. Well, they have them twisting and turning, and they went for that block to the centre again, and just not tight enough. This one's a huge point.
Third shot from Qiu Zihan.
17-18.
It wasn't a bad return of serve. In fact, it was a very good return of serve. Just 1 point in it. Defence under severe pressure.
18-4.
And it's 11-11.
Speed of the Chinese pair at this current time is so impressive. Both players looking to run forward, especially Xiaolong. He is flying into the net and allowing his partners to hit the big smashes.
When you consider we're 2 minutes shy of the hour mark, as far as this match is concerned, and they're just as quick as they were right at the start.
Very brave from the Danish pair,
Service over.
going over the top.
19-18.
Xiaolong coming in. Great spatial awareness.
Just ticked over the hour mark. Not surprising that they're Perspiration dripping off the players. Well, good serve out wide once again, and a brilliant third shot anticipated by Mathias Boe.
18.
And now one seeds give themselves 2 match points. Good serve again. Oh, my goodness, he's quick going forward, isn't he?
Service over.
Brilliantly saved.
That was very rapid indeed.
20.
Again, Mogensen just needed to go over the top again. There's no way that Xiaolong would have been able to have got back to that one.
So 1 match point saved, and another one remains for the Danes.
Carsten.
Second one is being saved. It is 20 all. Extra points will be required until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. Saved 2 match points. Oh, the Chinese combination and a match point themselves. Well, they've been tactically far more astute in the second half of this deciding game of Liu Xiaolong and Qiu Zihan. Really pressurising Mathias Boe.
Ready to play this.
Match point. The Chinese combination.
21-20.
Wasn't the best of serves, was it? Looked very nervous on that serve.
21 all.
It's the last 2 serves from the Chinese, really high above the net. Nerves play a massive part of the sport, and it is who can cope with that the best when it is at this stage.
All of a sudden, having taken so long in between rallies, Carsten Mogensen rushes forward to the net, picks up the shuttle, eager to get on with it.
21.
Because now, the former champions have a third opportunity to progress through to the quarterfinals. And the third time, it's been saved.
Service over.
Mathias Boe keeps persisting on playing this block from his backhand side. Just needs to step in and drive that shuttle straight down the line.
Yes, because Xiaolong is stepping forward, looking for the block. Match point number 4 for the Danes.
23-22. over. 23-all.
Our colleagues from Danish television can hardly watch. They're sitting just along from us. Flick serve. Backhand from Qiu Zihan wasn't the best, and I think Carsten Mogensen a little bit surprised by that, and that's why he made the error. But it's now match point number 2 for the Chinese pair. What a return! How courageous was that?
Once again, the serve, I don't think was a tight one. Carsten Mogensen is very good at that return of serve. Chinese have had no variation on the serving in this setting situation. They do need to try something slightly different.
When the nerves are most definitely playing their part. Said a little earlier that he looked very stiff in his arms, stiff in his movement, and that is a definite sign of nerves. So now a third match point opportunity for Liu and Qiu. Terrific return of serve.
Service over. 25.
Tried to take more advice, a different type of serve. But again, just that quality, just not quite there. You know, we're used to seeing these players serving, they're sort of skimming the net on the low serve.
Oh my goodness. Got him in the hand there. Racket.
26.
Carsten Mogensen hitting his partner. Oh dear. Hope he's okay.
That can be very dangerous. Mathias Boe must look behind him. That shuttle can hit you in the eye.
So now fourth match point for the Chinese pair. And this time they convert. The world number ones have been beaten by Liu Xiaolong and Qiu Zihan, having survived 4 match points. Then on their 4th match point opportunity, they finally converted. What a match!
National by Liu Xiaolong. Qiu Zihan, 11-21, 21-11, 27-25.
What a thriller. And how well the Chinese did, having had that dreadful call go against them at 4-all in this deciding game, having lost their concentration initially. 5 points adrift at the change of ends in this deciding game, but regained their composure and took the decider 27-25.
Well played.
They're obviously right for the Chinese pair. And bitter disappointments for the Danes. Oh, what a day it's been. New talent emerging, we've seen throughout these 2 days of competition since the qualifying rounds on Tuesday. Yesterday, of course, big upsets in the women's singles with the Olympic champion going. And now, of course, in the men's doubles, the former champions and world #1s have departed.